So the first thing I learned
So the first thing
when I went to the
I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn
how the mind works.
how the mind works.
Because once you know how the mind works,
Because once you know how mind works,
you can control it, and once
you can control it.
you can control
And once you can control it,
you can focus.
You can focus it.
You can't focus.
You can't focus or concentrate something
you don't understand.
You don't understand.
When people say to me, life is too busy.
Life is too busy.
I can't simplify.
Why?
No,
it's you don't
want to. You have the choice.
You have the choice.
Nobody's holding a gun.
Nobody is holding a gun to your head saying
you have to associate.
You have to associate with these people.
You have to do these.
Or you have to do these things.
No, you
choose to do them.
People say this to me
all the time. I hang around entrepreneurs, other people that you and I have met.
They've come up with Snap.
They come up with Snapchat.
You need to be on.
You need to be on Snapchat. I'm like, I don't need to be on Snapchat.
Be on Snapchat. I don't care what comes.
I don't care what comes up tomorrow. I'm not going to do it.
Because I can't stay.
Because I can't sustain it.
Alright, that's going to take.
Sustain it. That's going to take
a little bit more of my energy.
More of energy today.
And
I only have this much energy, and I needed to divide
it between all the people.
Between all people and things that I love. The law of thermodynamics states that you cannot create or destroy energy, but you can transfer it from one thing to transfer. Or transform it from one thing to another.
So I can't create more.
So I can't create more energy.
I only have this much.
I only have this much because at 11 o'clock this night I'll be exhausted and ready to sleep.
So I got this much.
So I got this 100%. Much 100%. I needed to know where I'm dividing.
I always tell
entrepreneurs to look at energy the same way they look at money. It's a finite resource that needs to be wisely managed, wisely allocated, and wisely invested. The average person sleeps worth 7 to 8 hours. To say roughly. So we're awake for about 16 hours of the day.
Let's say
on average. We're practicing 13 hours a day. 7 days a week distraction. And then you wonder why you are so good at it.
That's the law of practice.
That's the law of practice. The law of practice
is
that we become good.
And whatever it is.
And whatever
to practice.
Is we practice.
Whether it's
positive
or negative,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But
if you practice
something
over
over
and over
and over again,
you
you become really good at it.
And that's why people
And that's why
so good at distraction.
people are so good at distraction, because it's what they practice.
And then people say
things
things
like
technology
are
great
distractors.
practice,
Right? Smartphone.
Oh, I have this thing.
Or I have this thing.
So
distracting.
My
My smartphone.
The
internet.
Are they distracted?
Are they distractors?
I like to say.
No.
First. And then. Yes. But
mostly no.
Technology
in itself
is
not a bad thing.
It's actually a beautiful.
It's actually a beautiful thing.
As long as we.
We're in charge of it.
But if
every time
your
iPhone
beeps or makes a sound,
makes a sound,
and you turn to it,
you turn to it,
then
and
you go, yes,
you
master.
go, yes, master.
How can I serve you
How can I serve
today?
you today?
Then you live
in that world
in
of
that world
of distraction.
It's
training
training
you to be distracted.
But if you actually
use the technology,
then
technology is not a bad thing.
So how do we
become
good at
concentrating?
We start
by
understanding
the mind.
Right?
All of us
have a mind.
have a mind.
It's the most
Powerful
tool in the world.
It's the most powerful tool in the world. It's built the smartphone.
Machine.
It's put machines that
drive itself.
drive itself on Mars.
So the first
things I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn how the mind works. Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can focus it. You can't focus or concentrate something you don't understand. So how does the mind work?
From
the monk's perspective, from the monk's experience of the mind, there are two things. There's two things that you need to understand. One is the awareness,
and one is the mind.
And one is the mind.
So take a few moments.
So I'll take a few moments to explain and share what they are. So imagine awareness is a glowing ball of light, like an orb that can float around.
Okay, so that's awareness.
Okay?
Glowing ball of light, like an orb.
Like an orb that can float around.
Okay, so that's
Okay, so that's awareness. Now imagine your mind as a vast space, a vast area with many different sections, within it. One area of the mind is anger, jealousy, food, sex, happiness, joy, science, art, and this glowing ball of awareness can travel within the mind, and it can go to any area of the mind it wants to go to. And when it goes to a particular area of the mind, it lights up that area. When it lights up that area of the mind, you become conscious of it. And this is what happens all day. We allow people and things around us to take our awareness from one area of the mind to another all day long. From the time we wake up, and therefore we become distracted. To be concentrated is to be able to keep your awareness on one thing for an extended period of time. How do we practice this? We practice this by doing one thing at a time throughout the day. What's the best way to develop concentration? The best way to develop concentration is to bring that practice into our everyday life. Look at opportunities throughout your day. In your everyday, ask yourself, what's a great opportunity to practice concentration? How many of you have a spouse, a partner that you live with? Quite a few of you. Every time you speak with your spouse or your partner, keep that ball of light, that awareness on that person. It drifts away. Bring it back. It drifts away. Bring it back. The more you practice this, the more you become better at concentration. Give her or him your undivided attention. So if you speak to your spouse for 2 hours a day, what a great opportunity to practice concentration. Every time you speak with your child, practice concentration. Parents come up to me all the time, and they say, "Dan, Papa, how can I teach my children to concentrate?" Very easy. You learn to concentrate first. There's an old saying that because monkeys see, monkeys do. You know?
Yeah. And if you can't
concentrate,
you can't expect
your child to concentrate.
And if you don't
teach
teach your children
how to concentrate,
how can they
possibly
learn how to concentrate?
they can't.
The benefits of concentration are endless. When you're able to concentrate, you are able to focus on your energy into a single given point. Life is a manifestation of where your energy is flowing. And if you can't concentrate your energy, the things that you want to manifest in your life becomes very, very challenging. So learn to concentrate by doing one thing at a time. Bring this practice into everything that you do throughout the day. Make it a part of your life. Practice. Keep bringing awareness back. And keep it focused on one thing at a time.